Hello, good morning, afternoon, or evening. My name is Corporal David Sturgeon, and I will be your presenter for today's brief. This brief is unclassified and will go over how lifelong learning applies to soldiers currently and in the future. Beginning with the agenda, I am going to be going over the introduction, which will cover what lifelong learning is and how it affects soldiers. Moving on to my first subtopic, which is becoming more valuable soldiers. Next, I will explain the first step soldiers take into applying lifelong learning skills. My last subtopic being other resources available to soldiers, I will end my brief with a conclusion statement followed by asking for any questions. Starting out, in order to be less complacent, a soldier must be willing to learn new things and adapt. That is where lifelong learning comes in. Being complacent can be detrimental to soldiers both in and outside of the Army. Understanding how lifelong learning applies to both a soldier's military and civilian careers is what will make successful soldiers in life. Lifelong learning, as applied to being a soldier, is that continuous development that a soldier takes upon successful completion of initial entry training, IET, and advanced individual training, AIT. Lifelong learning skills are not only skills that a soldier picks up during the military, but also skills that a soldier must develop after their expiration term of service, ETS, from the military. That is why it is called lifelong learning. Learning new skill sets and never being complacent is what will make successful soldiers and individuals to better themselves personally and professionally. The Army is currently undergoing a forced restructure and forced drawdown. This means that the Army is cutting back on the number of soldiers it currently has, which leads to the Army needing more tactically proficient leaders. In order for a soldier to be more valuable to the Army, the soldier must be willing to take on lifelong learning assignments. Whether this be for personal or professional use, the skills learned from taking on different courses or classes will help the soldier to become more desirable and essential all around. Right? If a soldier wishes to make a career out of the Army, that soldier must be willing to learn new skills, either related or unrelated to their military occupational specialty, MOS. Some of these civilian skills can be things such as earning a college degree, obtaining a technical certificate is another example. Some military-related skills can be obtaining a new MOS, getting promoted, taking on Army computer-based learning, CBLs. With the Army applying more pressure and requiring more from soldiers, the Army is not attempting to set their soldiers up for failure. Moving on to how the Army is helping soldiers develop, the Joint Service Transcript, or JST, has been developed. The JST is reviewed by the American Council on Education, that is ACE, which allows soldiers to transfer skills obtained from the military into applicable college credit. An article published by the U.S. Army Human Resource Command in 2018 states that Army continuing education system helps soldiers obtain skills to achieve the Army vision of strong, capable leaders while meeting personal and professional goals. The Army taking on continuous education can be seen as the task to be completed by soldiers. It is up to soldiers to take that first step and initiate it. By soldiers already completing IET and AIT, they already have started the process, and their service and skills from those courses will be reflected on their JST, which can get them college credit. When soldiers arrive at their units, fresh from IET and AIT, a soldier can start the next process of continuing their development. For example, a soldier may ask to take on different Army schools, such as Ranger School or Airborne School. These type of schools will help to earn promotion points and ultimately help the soldier be more valuable, not only personally, but to their units and the Army as a whole as well. Next, going more into detail about some of the Army CBLs that can be utilized, there is the implementation of Joint Knowledge Online, or JKO. JKO allows soldiers to search for classes that they can self-enroll in. After signing into JKO, soldiers can filter to view specific classes by filtering the course title, for example. A soldier can look up different military history courses, Introduction to Weapons is another example, or even courses that will teach soldiers different languages. Some courses even give distance learning DL points, which can transfer to promotion points for soldiers. For every 5 DL points a soldier acquires, this transfers into 1 promotion point. For the Army National Guard, for example, 75 promotion points can be awarded on their NGB Form 4100-1 Alpha. Also on the NGB Form 4100-1 Alpha, the reflection of earning a college degree can be seen. An associate's degree is 50 promotion points, and a bachelor's degree or higher is 75 points, which is the maximum. These different ways a soldier can build promotion points by continuing their military and personal skills contribute to the importance of why a soldier would want to continue their lifelong learning development. By enticing soldiers to continue to develop themselves personally and professionally, soldiers will gain a sense of pride and achievement. Regardless of if soldiers decide to ETS after their first contract or stay in the Army longer, these skills learned will prove invaluable to them in their future careers. In summary, knowing that the Army is constantly changing is critical for soldiers wanting to gain an upper hand above their peers. Understanding what some of the resources are that the Army provides soldiers to continue their development will help them to achieve their goals. If a soldier hopes to make a career out of the Army, continuing their lifelong skills is a must. Obtaining different skill sets in the Army will help not only the individual soldier, but their units and Army as a whole. Applying knowledge gained such as leadership, management, organization, and/or even physical fitness are all skills learned from lifelong learning developed in the military that can help soldiers in their future civilian lives. Different experiences and knowledge gained by soldiers during their time in the military will make them better off amongst their civilian counterparts, if that is what they ultimately decide to end up doing. Soldiers utilizing resources such as JKO and the JST will help soldiers gain knowledge on a topic, which helps them to be less complacent. Lifelong learning is how soldiers will adapt and learn new skills that will undoubtedly help them in their personal and professional lives. At this time, I will ask if there are any questions. Okay, this concludes my brief on how lifelong learning applies to soldiers currently and in the future. Thank you.